This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. India's President Draupadi Murmu addressed the mass wedding ceremony organized by Shri Bageshwar Jan Seva Samiti at Gada, Chhatarpur in Madhya Pradesh. During the event, the Indian President said that when India is moving from women development to women-led development, it becomes the duty of all to contribute in making the daughters and sisters strong and capable. India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar presided as the chief guest at the first ever joint mega Nyokum Yolo celebration in Boa Simla Kamle district. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju also attended the celebrations. During the event, the Vice President felicitated Kabak Yanu, the first woman from the Nishi community to climb Mount Everest. He also inaugurated the multi-purpose indoor hall at Boa Simla in Kamle. Addressing the gathering, Vice President remembered his last visit to Arunachal Pradesh on the occasion of its Statehood Day. He mentioned his meetings with various tribes of the region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today paid tribute to the great revolutionary freedom fighter Veer Savarkar on his death anniversary. In a social media post, Prime Minister Modi said that the nation will never forget his invaluable contribution in the freedom movement. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today virtually addressed the Japan-India-Africa Business Forum. The minister said that India's approach to Africa has always been guided by a deep-rooted commitment to building long-term mutually beneficial partnerships. The External Affairs Minister also highlighted that India is Africa's fourth largest trading partner, with bilateral trade reaching nearly $100 billion and growing steadily. The External Affairs Minister also reiterated that India and Japan share a relationship anchored in shared values of democracy, freedom and rule of law, as well as a common vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific. The Advantage Assam 2.0 Investment and Infrastructure Summit 2025 is underway in Assam's Guwahati. Minister of Road, Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari addressed the gathering, saying Northeast and Assam are going to be the growth engine of India. A team of experts engaged in rescuing the 8 workers trapped inside the partially collapsed tunnel in the Indian state of Telangana successfully reached the end of the tunnel. Meanwhile, experts from the Geological Survey of India who collected soil samples to assess stability and risk factors are yet to submit their reports. The continuous inflow of silt and water pose an additional risk to the rescuers' lives. Prasar Bharati Chairman Navneet Sehgal on the final day of Maha Kumbh said that Akashvani has always played a major role in connecting people with the country's culture. He said that throughout its 48-day broadcast, Akashvani's Kumbh Bani channel touched a lot of people, adding that the channel was able to share the experience of Maha Kumbh even with those who could not come to Prayagraj. 5 people were killed in an accident at Kulithalai in Karur district of Tamil Nadu. The car in which the victims were travelling dashed and ran around against a bus which was also proceeding in the same direction. In a significant development for commuters using the NH44 from Pathankot to Udhampur, the Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh High Court ordered a reduction in toll fees at 2 plazas along the national highway. Minister of State for External Affairs Pabitra Margarita will embark on a 9-day visit to Uruguay, Bahamas and Barbados and Nicaragua from Friday. During his visit to Uruguay, the minister will represent the country at the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect of Uruguay, Yamandu Orsi. He will also visit bilateral development partnership project sites. The WAVE Summit, unique opportunity to showcase creativity in reel making by participating in WAVE 2025, has received an overwhelming response. with 3,379 registrations from across India and 20 countries. This challenge is part of the Create in India Challenges, a flagship initiative under the Waves, which will be held from 1st to 4th of May 2025 in Mumbai. The Indian Railways has operated more than 115 outward trains from various stations of Prayagraj for the convenience of the Maha devotees returning home after taking dip in Sangam on the occasion of Maha Shivratri. The Ministry of Railways said that around 6 lakh passengers travelled in these trains. Special arrangements have been made to run additional trains after the Maha Shivratri Snan, and extra rigs have been stationed near Prayagraj for use. The spirit of Maha Shivratri, a night of unique planetary alignment, reflects on India's timeless devotion to Lord Shiva as devotees across states unite in faith and celebration. The spiritual fervour extended to Haridwar, where the Daksheshwara Mahadev temple saw an overwhelming crowd of devotees, aligning perfectly with the ongoing Mahakumbh 2025. From Mumbai's Sri Babulnath temple to Bhubaneswar's Lingaraj temple, the wave of devotion spread across the country. In Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, devotees performed Jalabhishek on the Shivalinga, while in Hyderabad and Surat, temple premises echoed with the chants of Har Har Mahadev. Sri Lanka's parliament passed the maiden budget of the National People's Power Administration with 155 members of the 225-member assembly voting in favour and 46 against. Global crude oil prices rose marginally on Wednesday, bouncing off 2-month lows hit in the previous session. Shares of the US electric vehicle pioneer Tesla plunged on Tuesday, leaving its market value below $1 trillion as investors digested disappointing European sales. The European shares rose to trade near a record high on Wednesday as the US and Ukraine agreed to terms of a critical minerals deal. This lifted market sentiment. Hong Kong aims to cut spending by slashing 10,000 civil service jobs in an effort to rein in a rising deficit and plans a big AI push. Chief of the Army Staff General Upendra Dwivedi visited the 3rd Division of the French Army at France's Guantanamo Fort in Marseille. General Dwivedi, who is on a 4-day official visit to France, was also briefed on the role of the division and the future roadmap of a joint training between India and France, including exercise Shakti. The United States and Ukraine have reached a deal providing access to the European countries' rare earth minerals and other natural resources. At the White House, US President Donald Trump has said that his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky wants to come to Washington on Friday to sign a very big deal. Russia has proposed to the Trump administration a potential agreement under which the United States would gain some ownership of the rare earth minerals. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and French President Emmanuel Macron praised US President Donald Trump for working towards a durable peace in Ukraine. A spokesperson for Starmer's office said that the UK PM and Macron spoke over the phone and reiterated that Ukraine must be at the heart of any peace negotiations. Starmer will travel to Washington this week. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said on Tuesday that he would host a number of world leaders for talks about Ukraine this weekend. Starmer also said that he had spoken to French President Emmanuel Macron following his return from Washington. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Saudi Defense Minister Prince Khalid bin Salman at the State Department in Washington, D.C. The two leaders discussed the importance of the US-Saudi partnership, ways to jointly promote regional stability, including Red Sea security and freedom of navigation. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov met with Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian on Tuesday while on a visit to Tehran. During his one-day trip to the country, the leaders discussed regional and bilateral issues. Egyptian mediators have brokered a deal to swap Palestinian prisoners for the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages. According to sources, it was confirmed that the agreement was a part of the ceasefire deal with Israel. Thousands of Israelis gathered in Rishon LeZion city to honor Shiri Bibas and her 2 young sons during their funeral procession on Wednesday. Israel's army radio reported last week that Bibas and the kids were likely killed while in captivity. The Israeli army said that it carried out airstrikes targeting military sites containing weapons in southern Syria on Tuesday, days after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called for demilitarizing the area. Chile on Tuesday declared a state of emergency and curfew across much of the country, including the capital Santiago, following a massive blackout. The power outage affected the country from the northern Africa and Parinacota region to the southern Los Lagos region. The United Nations has warned that more than 6,000 people in Haiti have been forced from their homes by gang violence in almost a month, hampering aid efforts by humanitarian agencies. Armed gangs launched fresh attack on Haiti's capital, killing residents in the Delmas 30 neighborhood and causing more residents to flee as gangs continue to operate unchecked in the Caribbean nation. US President Donald Trump will host the first official cabinet meeting at the White House on Wednesday. This will be Trump's first full cabinet gathering since returning to the White House for the second term. US President Donald Trump has proposed replacing the existing investor visa program with a new gold card that would offer a path to citizenship for $5 million. And around a third of staffers at Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency have resigned in protest on Tuesday, saying that they will not push through the demanded changes that put the country at risk. We are heading for a short break here on DD India. We'll be back with Express News in just a bit. Stay tuned.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back to DD India. You're watching Express News. Let's resume. A shallow 6.1 magnitude earthquake hit near the Indonesian island of Sulawesi on Wednesday, forcing residents to flee outside, but with no damage or casualties reported. A train derailment in Brazil's Rio de Janeiro state highlighted the risks of high temperatures on train tracks. To address this issue, a railway company in Sao Paulo is painting tracks white to reflect sunlight and prevent overheating. Though opinions are divided on its effectiveness, tests showed that white paint can lower track temperatures by 6 degrees Celsius. Ecuador has declared a state of emergency in 8 provinces due to severe rainfall. Many people in Ecuadorian city of Guayaquil navigate flooded streets to receive humanitarian assistance as the downpour has forced numerous individuals to flee their homes. India's Jammu and Kashmir is in the grip of an intense cold wave with temperatures plunging to minus 15 degrees Celsius. India's Meteorological Department has issued a heavy snowfall warning for several districts including Gulmarg, Sonmarg and Kupawara, affecting travel and daily life. The IMD has forecast rain and snowfall across northern state of Himachal Pradesh for the next 3 days. The IMD has also issued an orange alert for heavy to very heavy rainfall in 4 districts of Himachal Pradesh. India Meteorological Department on Tuesday issued a heatwave warning for Dakshin Kannada, Udupi and Uttar Kannada districts in southern state of Karnataka for the next 3 days. Brazilian researchers are studying a small carnivore vertebrate to understand life on Earth before the times of the dinosaurs. According to the researchers, the small carnivore lived more than 200 million years ago in the territory that is now South America. Carnival associations in the festive strongholds of Cologne and Mainz presented their floats for the upcoming Rose Monday parade on Tuesday. Taking a satirical look at the current political events, this year's Rose Monday parade in Mainz will be about 9 kilometers long, cheered on by an expected 600,000 people. An exhibition celebrating the life and work of performance artist Le Bowery is scheduled to open at the Tate Modern on Thursday. It features costumes designed and handcrafted by the artist, many of which were stitched by his collaborator and widow, Nicola Rainbird. Bowery, who moved to London from Australia in 1980, launched a nightclub called Taboo and designed bold and distinctive costumes for performers. Thieves stole a golden toilet from Blenheim Palace in Britain. The toilet, an 18-carat golden artwork titled America by Maurizio Catalan, was taken by a group of 5 men. The men drove 2 stolen vehicles through locked gates and broke into the palace and removed the toilet in just 5 minutes. Hong Kong's first homegrown artificial intelligence large language model was officially launched on Tuesday. Hong Kong's first locally developed generative artificial intelligence AI model HKGAI V1 can recompose songs and even generate an AI singer to perform the piece. Director of Khao Keo Open Zoo Thailand has defended the facility against accusations by an animal rights organization that the zoo pushed Mu Deng, a pygmy hippo, to stardom to increase income while neglecting her and other animals' welfare. Director of the zoo facility said that they that they will evaluate the welfare of all animals every year, not just Mo Deng, to ensure their well-being. 60 years of history comes to an end in the northern French city of Lille as the last of the Macumba nightclubs closes its doors. Hundreds of fans flock to the club for one last dance. Mahakumbh 2025 concludes in Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj on Wednesday with a whopping footfall of around 65 crore people. Thousands of devotees took last holy dip in the sacred Triveni Sangam on the occasion of Maha Shivratri. A large number of Oscar nominees descended on the Academy Museum in Los Angeles on Tuesday for an official dinner ahead of the Academy Awards on Sunday. Chef Wolfgang Puck has unveiled the luxurious menu for the 97th Academy Awards, featuring highlights like chocolate Oscars and foie gras alongside a variety of vegetarian options. The menu, showcasing Puck's signature blend of high-end ingredients and creative flair, is designed to cater to all guests, adding glamour and sophistication to the star-studded event. On the day of the Oscars, the red carpet will dazzle as celebrities will adorn themselves with some of the most exquisite and rare gems and stones. Each year, the De Beers Group, which dates back to 1888, contributes its fair share to the sparkle as one of the main suppliers of diamonds to the jewellery companies. Stars Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt joined the directors and cast of the new Netflix sci-fi movie The Electric State on Monday for its world premiere in Los Angeles. More than 1,000 musicians, including Kate Bush and Cat Stevens, released a silent album called Is This What We Want? To protest proposed changes to Britain's copyright laws. The changes will allow tech firms to train artificial intelligence models using their work. Writer and producer Roberto Orci, who has been part of the movies like Star Trek and Transformers, passed away at his Los Angeles home aged 51. Renowned Indian filmmaker and choreographer Remo D'Souza's upcoming dance drama Be Happy, featuring Abhishek Bachchan, is all set for a digital premiere on March 14th on Prime Video. On to sports news now. England takes on Afghanistan in a must-win game in the ICC Champions Trophy at Lahore's Gaddafi Stadium. South Africa's skipper Temba Bavuma has said that Heinrich Klaassen has recovered from the elbow injury and is likely to play against England in the Champions Trophy match on Saturday. Pakistan and Bangladesh will square off in a dead rubber on Thursday at the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. Both teams are already out of the tournament and also of the semi-final race, with this game being a formality. India's star batter Virat Kohli on Wednesday rose to the 5th position in the latest ICC men's player rankings. Quinton Hell stunned third seed Andrei Rublev 3-6, 6-4, 7-6 in the first round of the Dubai Tennis Championships. Hales will next take on Spain's Roberto Bautista Agut in the second round. Top seed Daniil Medvedev saw off Germany's Jan-Lennard Struff 6-4, 7-6 to avoid an early exit from Dubai Tennis Championships. Marin Cilic defeated Alex de Minaur to knock the second seed out of the championships in the first round. Cilic will face Australia's Alexei Popyrin in the second round. Lionel Messi was on target again as Inter Miami surged into the last 16 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup with a 3-1 victory over Sporting Kansas City. Cristiano Ronaldo and Sadio Mane helped Al Nassr beat Al Wahda 2-0 in the Saudi Pro League on Tuesday. Ronaldo is now just 75 short of amassing a tally of 1,000 official goals across his career. Atletico Madrid clawed back from 2 goals down to rescue a last-gasp 4-4 draw at Barcelona in the first leg of their Copa del Rey semi-final. Daria Saville defeated 6th seed Marta Kotsiuk 6-4, 7-6 at the Merida Open WTA 500 tournament to register her first top 20 win since 2022. Defending champion Zeynep Sonmez thrashed 8th seed Maria Sakkari in straight sets to advance to the second round of the Merida Open WTA 500 tournament. In FIH Pro League, Indian women's hockey team beat world number 1 Netherlands 2-1 in a shootout after holding them to a 2-2 draw at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar on Tuesday. The Indian men's hockey team beat world number 3 England 2-1 in their final FIH Pro League match at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar on Tuesday. And Max Verstappen took Red Bull's new RB21 race car out for a spin for the first time on Tuesday on the Bahrain International Circuit. So that's it in this edition of Express News. From all of us here in New Delhi, thank you for watching. Namaskar.